Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to take a quick look at a weapon that I, for whatever reason, just neglected. It sat there at rank 30 with a half-assed build, and I finally decided to give it a shot. The weapon I'm talking about is the Vasto Prime. Now the unfortunate thing here is that all the relics for Vasto Prime are currently vaulted, but the full set isn't that expensive. I quickly browsed the Warframe market, and it seems to be around 60 platinum on PS4 and about 100 platinum on both PC and Xbox One. I'm still gonna go through the drop locations though, because you might just buy the relics, because I'm pretty sure I have a couple of them and you might even have a couple of them as well. So the blueprint is an uncommon drop from the Neso S3 relic, the barrel is a common drop from the Neo D1, Neo N2 and Axie V3 relics, and the receiver is a common drop from the Elith A1 and Meso V2 relics. So the weapon should be pretty easy to get, assuming you have all the relics. Now the Vasto Prime is a semi-automatic secondary pistol that requires you to be at least Mastery rank 10 to use it, and it does 66 damage with each shot. 46.2 is slash and 9.9 is both puncture and impact. It fires up to 5.4 rounds every second with 6 rounds in the magazine, 210 rounds in total, and a very fast 1 second reload. It has pretty solid crit and status chance, both at 22% and an above average 2.4 times crit to multiplier. The weapon is also pinpoint accurate, which is really nice, and it comes with 2 V polarities as standard, which is fantastic. When it comes to the setup on the Vasto Prime, I'm using a 2 Forma setup where I've added 2 Vs, and it's a hybrid viral slash build. So the mods I'm using are Hornet Strike for damage, Barrel Diffusion for multi-shot, Lethal Torrent for fire rate and multi-shot, Primed Pistol Gambit for crit chance, Primed Target Cracker for crit damage, and then I decided to go for Hydraulic Crosshairs to have more reliable crits, because without this, you only have 63% crit chance with the primed version of Pistol Gambit, and that kind of felt like a waste because you have this very nice crit multiplier, and it felt like I was just not taking advantage of that 40% of the time. And to top it all off, I'm using Frostbite and Pistol Pestilence for a nice chunk of status, but also viral damage. Now the performance is really good across the board. You do not have to swap your elemental combos around for different factions. You don't even need to finish the enemies off most of the time if you're getting headshots, because then you're getting the headshot multiplier on top of your crit multiplier in the slash proc, so if they're at half health and they have slash ticking on them, they're probably gonna die. When it comes to the Grenier, the weapon feels really good across a wide variety of levels and enemy types, because the low tier or low level units will generally just die from the upfront damage, and when you're fighting the higher tier, higher level units, that's where your slash is gonna take over and they're gonna bleed to death. It's not the best thing in the world when it comes to the Infested, not because it lacks damage, because it does more than enough to take care of them, but because it's a semi-automatic pistol and there's generally a lot of the Infested coming at you at the same time. And finally we have the Corpus, where the weapon really surprised me because I honestly thought the slash procs and the damage from slash procs would be more of a factor than it ended up being, but it's not. They don't do an awful lot. Luckily though, the weapon does a crap ton of upfront damage, so if you're getting headshots and you're getting that massive crit multiplier, you're gonna take down even the toughest units at level 100 with just a couple of shots. Also, the weapon sounds pretty good. And even though the reload animation doesn't actually make an awful lot of sense when you look at it from different angles, it's still really cool. So what do I think about this weapon overall? Well, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's sort of a less impactful, more pleasant version of the Lex. And it's mostly in the sound and recoil. The Lex sounds more powerful, but it also kicks far more aggressively, which, over a long period of time, makes it less pleasant to use. This weapon is good, like really seriously good. I mean, let's just quickly summarize it, okay? So we have 2 inbuilt V polarities, so the builds aren't going to be as expensive Forma-wise. We have good damage with excellent damage distribution, good status, good crit, above average crit multiplier, it's perfectly accurate, it has 1 second reload time, it sounds awesome, it looks awesome, and it's like really fun to use. So what else could you, well, maybe an akimbo version, but let's not talk about that. This weapon is awesome, and if you can get your hands on this, you should, because, as I've said, it is really fun and really good. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say, so I thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.